Kings 5. King Hiram of Tyre sent messages to Solomon when he heard that he had been anointed king in his father's place. Hiram had always been an ally of David. Solomon then sent this message to Hiram. You know that my father David was unable to build a temple to honor the Lord his God, for he was busy fighting battles on all fronts while the Lord subdued his enemies. But now the Lord my God has made me secure on all fronts. There is no adversary or dangerous threat. So I have decided to build a temple to honor the Lord my God. As the Lord instructed my father, David, your son, whom I will put on your throne in your place, is the one who will build a temple to honor me. So now order some cedars of Lebanon to be cut for me. My servants will work with your servants. I will pay your servants whatever you say is appropriate, for you know that we have no one among us who knows how to cut down trees like the Sidonians. So interesting thing here. Solomon on the throne, the king of Tyre, who was an ally of David, sends a message. We don't know what the message was. Probably, hey, congratulations. I hope all is well. I hope you have a good king. Whatever it was. Just standard message. But now that the lines of communication are open, Solomon's stepping in to take advantage of this. Hey, you know that my father David was unable to build the temple and honor the Lord his God. So, hey, you're a close enough friend. You know my father wanted to do this. He wasn't able to do this. So I'm asking you, because he told me that God told him that his son, that's me, would be the one on the throne. I'm on the throne, and that I would be the one to build the temple. So I'm asking you to help me build the temple. And one of the things that I need is that luxurious wood that you guys have. And you guys are wonderful lumberjacks. We don't have any lumberjacks down here. So could you get your lumberjackers to go out and to do the work, and I'll buy the wood, and I'll pay them what they deserve. So it's just like on some level, if he wasn't building the temple, this would be like really boring. Like, why are you going through all of this and blah, 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 blah. But setting up a relationship in order to build the temple for God. When Hiram heard Solomon's message, he was very happy. He said, the Lord is worthy of praise today because he has given David a wise son to rule over this great nation. So we did have, by the way, a reference to not only Solomon, just paying attention, I should have pointed out. Where is it at? Yeah, I have decided to build a temple to honor the Lord my God. So there are times when people will say, of David, his God, or you'll have the God of Abraham. You won't necessarily have the person himself, but the king here, Solomon, identifying not only is this the God of my father, this is my God as well. So at this point, we clearly see that Solomon is following and worshiping God. And Hiram heard Solomon's message and was very happy. He says, the Lord is worthy of praise today because he has given David a wise son to rule over his great nation. So we're still in the phase of identifying the wisdom of Solomon, the request for the wisdom, the initiation of the wisdom, and now the people around, the nations around, seeing the wisdom of Solomon. So Solomon here is being praised because God has given him wisdom, and God is being praised by this foreign person who is king of Tyre and Sidon. So we've got that going on. Hey, Papstio, welcome in. Hiram sent this message to Solomon. I received the message you sent me. I will give you all the cedars and evergreens you need. My servants will bring the timber down from Lebanon to the sea. I will send it by sea in raft-like bundles to the place you designate. There I will separate the logs and you can carry them away. In exchange, you will supply the food I need for my royal court. So this is a very pleasing arrangement. Hey, I want to have lumber from you. I'll pay you whatever you say is the worthy amount. And so, sure, I'll get all of my lumberjackers out there. They'll river raft, or I guess Mediterranean Sea raft, all of the wood down to wherever you designate for it to be put. And then I'll even unbundle it all for you. I'll make it nice and easy and all of that. And the payment will be the food for my royal court. So my royal court, you'll supply food for them. So you're going to be the bread basket, and I'm going to be the lumber basket. And we're going to have a good relationship with one another. Now, it doesn't say exactly how long this arrangement is for. How long are you going to supply food for the royal court? Is it a continuous, ongoing thing that it's for perpetual? Don't think so, but that's the exchange there. I'm sure there's more details that are in other places, but here we didn't need it. We just needed to know the setup for everything. So Hiram supplied the cedars and evergreens Solomon needed, and Solomon supplied Hiram annually with 20,000 cores of wheat, a provision from his royal court, as well as 120,000 gallons of pure olive oil. That seems like a massive amount. 120,000 gallons of pure olive oil. I'm wondering how many tankers that is. 20 cores by the ancient version, a parallel, okay, 20,000 baths. Okay. So the Lord gave Solomon wisdom as he had promised him, and Hiram and Solomon were at peace and made a treaty. I'm still stuck on this large number of how many gallons that is. Anyway, that's a lot of olive oil. So bread and olive oil, or wheat and olive oil, is what is being paid annually. And again, is it annually until the temple is done? Is it annually ongoing perpetually? Is it annually for 20 years? Doesn't say. It's just, here's what we're doing. We're making an exchange. King Solomon conscripted work crews from throughout Israel, 30,000 men in all. He sent them to Lebanon in shifts, 10,000 men per month. They worked in Lebanon for 1 month and then spent 2 months at home. Adoniram was supervisor of the work crews. Okay, I'm going to go look up Adoniram. What do we have here? 1 Kings 5, verse 14. Welcome in, Lucis. Adoniram. So, my Lord is exalted. Yeah, I knew there was something there that was going to be praiseworthy of God or reference there, so there we have it. My Lord is worthy is the supervisor of all the work crews. So this is a pretty ingenious way, I think, of it. You're getting 10,000 men who are going to go do the work. You're sending them up, 30,000 men. You send them up for 1 month. They work for 1 month away from home. They come home for 2 months. They go away to work again for 1 month. That's a pretty ingenious way of doing it. You work for a month. You have 2 months rest. You go back out and you work a month. I mean, we wouldn't do it that way, but I mean, that seems like a really easy logistical solution to some stuff. No, it already did the conversion for us, Zack Attack. It already converted it into gallons. This one didn't give us the baths that were there. It already converted it into 120,000 gallons for us. So, no, it's 120,000 gallons. They put it in that. They didn't put it in the biblical terms, which I would prefer when they do that. They'd get the footnote and they would put what it has, how many there were, of the actual number that's in there, so I could see if there's anything symbolic in the number. So, okay, so we have the men who are doing that. Solomon also had 70,000 common laborers and 80,000 stonecutters in the hills, besides 3,300 officials who supervised the work. So that seems like a lot of officials and a lot of work. So common laborers, people that can do any task that's given to them, light work, whatever they're doing, and then 80,000 stonecutters. I don't know how many stonecutters you need to do projects. I've never done anything on this scale. I've never seen anything done. These just seem like massive numbers to me. By the royal order, they supplied large, valuable stones in order to build the temple's foundation with chiseled stones. Solomon and Hiram's construction workers, along with men from Babylos, did the chiseling and preparing the wood and stones for the building of the temple. The Gibeonites, the reading is problematic, and some amend it to the verb sense of set the borders. Okay, so men from Babylos, the Gibeonites. I don't know who they are. All right, there we have it. That was a short chapter there. Moving on.